Well, what do you think of your boat?
I'm still in awe that we get to have this. I think more than anything, I feel really lucky that we also acquired a friend in Lauren, who was the previous owner, to answer the plethora of questions we're gonna have about where things are and how to, make this woman very happy. So I'm very excited. First day. Not gonna tear up, but with so much going on and how scary things are with the coronavirus, it's a really big bright spot, and the little girl in me is very happy. This episode is a flashback to early 2020 when we bought a 33-foot 1988 Irwin Center cockpit sloop with the goal of learning to sail and refitting her for full-time cruising in hopes of casting the lines and heading south to explore the Caribbean. This is our first day aboard our sailboat before she was officially christened Marimba.
I wonder how many people start like a sailing channel, like have the best laid plans and good intentions, and they get all super into it, and then like they last like a week or two, and then they realize like it's too much work and they're sick of constantly having to record everything, and they're like, we just want to live, man. Like, we don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to grapple with that too. Like, how long until it's a bummer to not just be in a moment and feel like you need to capture it for someone else? Like, there's a balance of that. But what I keep hearing from my coworkers and friends and people that we've told about what we want to do is, oh my God, the first thing they say is, are you going to do music? Right? Are you going to do music on the boat? Is there a way that maybe you can...
And the answer, yes.
And I think for me, all the changes we've made recently were difficult because I had to give up performing. And so this is another way to do it, where we get to live out our dreams and travel around and all the things we want, plus music. Like, I think if we incorporate the things that make us happy from a creative standpoint, then it won't be annoying.
Oh, yeah. So for people who don't know, we both come from lives as former musicians. I guess we're still musicians, but we kind of left the life of playing music all the time and recording music to come
Beach it.
Live on a boat and sail around and see the world, and maybe try to find some like-minded people to share the music with, or find people that would enjoy music other places than the city, right? So that's kind of, I've always been drawn to sailboats and especially big pirate ships. From the minute I saw the pirate ship in Goonies sail off into the sunset, I was hooked. I knew that was it for me, man. Like, I knew someday I needed to get a pirate ship.
Holy Mary, Mother of God. Look at that.
But I do like the idea of trying to keep music alive on the boat instead of like giving it up to go sailing. Like, we're gonna try to really keep playing music a bunch on the boat. So,
well, I think if it's something we really care about, it'll naturally transition into this life, right? We'll miss it, we'll need it. There'll be a way that we find a way to work it in, and I think recording the videos is a great way to force ourselves to have maybe a different song, or like a different way of putting our own sort of creative spin on things. I don't think we're supposed to be or can be like anybody else but who we are, and who we are at the core, I think, are people that like to perform. We like to play music, so we should do it.
So Rachel has the luxury of, well, I don't know if I should call it a luxury, but
Yeah.
being able to work from the boat. I don't really have that option at the moment. One thing I'm kind of excited for is being able to have the time to edit a lot of these videos and do a lot of music, and hopefully incorporate a lot of our own music into the videos. So what I'm excited to see is the quality of the videos once we start getting some actual gear to make the videos, because right now we're just kind of starting to do it and using our iPhones and a GoPro, and that's about it. The plan is we progress at getting better equipment, of course, and so I think there'll be a noticeable difference in the quality of videos as far as like how shaky they are with the iPhone and stuff. They're like, it's more for the artistic value of it, I think, and being able to share the experience and the adventure with other people, mostly friends and family. But if other people enjoy watching it, then great. Like, I'm all for it. I want to provide quality videos for them to watch, because that's kind of what we did for a long time, is watch videos of people that were doing the same thing, and it helped a lot. So if we can add to that education for people, then I'm all for it.
The education piece is big. I think trying to figure out whether or not this is a good lifestyle for you, or whether or not it's something you'd really want to do, is kind of difficult. And I think we had, not a lot of them, but like definitely naysayers, like people in our family, or just people that were just like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. And they don't necessarily need to understand it. You need to understand it more than anybody else. But the other part of that is what's helped us feel more confident about what we're doing is education, right? Like watching good content about how people have done things to upgrade their boats, or how they got out of a perilous situation. And I've got all kind of great tips about like what books we should read. And so I always look at, and this could be a generational thing, I always think about it, but I always look at the internet as a research tool. So the more I can answer questions and research and figure out how to do something really well, the more excited I get about something on the internet, or like what I can do. And so there's been I have to say, like all the channels we've been watching, those couples are so inspiring. What they're doing is really, really courageous, especially when they are vulnerable and they talk about what's hard, or they talk about things that they're doing to like stay safe and keep the boat repaired, because I know that's a constant, non-stop thing. So yeah,
I kind of wanted to do a quick before and after of the boat, kind of the condition we got it in, and then what we're gonna do, and try to get it all put together and cleaned up, and that type of stuff. So let's head down to the cabin. Let's go. So as you can see, really cool. We got a lot of stuff left behind, so we'll probably have some use for some of this stuff, but it needs a lot of cleaning and organizing. But I'm not complaining about that. I'd rather have all the stuff, a full galley, dishes, pots, pans, knives, so that helps out a lot. Lots of cleaning products, tools, all kinds of extra stuff, spare parts, stuff that we typically have to buy new if we bought this boat, in a regular situation. But because of the person we bought it from and making that connection, I think he was pretty happy to leave us a lot of the stuff to help us get started. So we're pretty excited about that. It's going to be a lot of work. Just digging into everything and cleaning out all these nooks and crannies and trying to organize everything. So that's the project for today. It's just trying to see what's on this boat. So it should be pretty fun, and let's get to it.
After days of sifting through every nook and cranny of the boat, we were amazed to discover the plethora of items Uncle Lauren had gifted us. We had an entire closet full of spare hoses, filters, pumps, and engine parts. Also a stockpile of oil, transmission fluid, various engine care products, and tools. The lazarette was stuffed to the brim with cleaning supplies we could use to keep Marimba nice and tidy. He even left behind some paper charts, cruising books, and to top it all off, a very useful 2,000-watt portable generator.
Well, took a break from cleaning and organizing. Come up and have some lunch.
I've been cold and wet most of the day.
Yeah, it's a pretty cold, wet first day on the boat, huh?
It's a good lesson, though.
Yeah, it's for Florida. This is really not very nice. How was your first night sleeping on the new boat?
I have a mouthful of veggie bacon.
Yeah, which was pretty hard to cook this morning.
It's good though.
I could not figure out the gimbal stove and how to actually get it lit for some reason. So I was trying to cook breakfast on the barbecue grill on the back deck here.
In the rain and the wind.
In the rain. It's a very gray, not so warm morning here at beautiful Titusville Marina. But once I figured out the gimbal, we got breakfast and some coffee, which is clutch.
I knew the stove was a struggle because you hadn't had the coffee. Like if you had the coffee, everything would have just come together, which is hard because it was all for the coffee.
Every morning I get up and I make instant coffee and I drink it's all enough energy to make the regular coffee.
To your question, I slept like a baby. I think the rocking of the boat is soothing in a way. Actually, when the storms came in the middle of the night, that was kind of exciting. I liked it.
Yeah,
Oh, hot.
definitely need my coffee in the morning.
I just burnt myself.
But I'm sure these iPhone videos are probably really shaky and not the best. But hopefully we'll get some better camera equipment and
Fingers
some
crossed.
camera mounts around here, so it's easier to kind of capture stuff to share with everybody.
As we look back on our first day aboard Marimba, we realize there are still so many things to learn. Okay, cinematography included. Plus, there have and will be plenty of bumps and bruises along the way. But we are getting our sea legs and find ourselves experiencing both gratitude for the isolation, which protects us from COVID, as well as the deep void of missing those closest to our hearts. Just recently, our good friend Sky reminded us that wherever the tide takes you, you will be shaped by the water along the way. And it really inspired me to push through a difficult time. So we look forward to evolving, learning the ropes, and bringing you along with us for the adventure in the best way we know how. Thanks, and please be sure to join us for the next one. It's a doozy.